Hey guys, how are you? Um, Welcome to Thirst Trapping. Yeah, I wanted to talk about suicide. It's been on my heart for 7 months, but I wasn't ready to talk about it. I had lost a family member to suicide. She was like my mother, and um, I could say I was in deep sorrow. I was just in sorrow, you know. So yeah, but I've noticed that anytime I talk about this story, people are like, oh my gosh, my family member committed suicide, or my cousin, or a neighbor, or so and so's friend. Depression is a real thing, and we try to ignore it, but we shouldn't because it's so serious. Um, I, I can like speak for myself. Had it not been for my church, like for my family praying for me, for my church family praying for me, you know, I could have not been able to defeat depression, So thank God. So yeah, so here are the signs for suicide signs: excessive sadness or moodiness, long-lasting sadness, mood swings, and unexpected rage. Um, if nothing they do can cheer them up, that's that like like that feeling of hopelessness that they're it's not going to get fixed, and doesn't matter what you do, they like there is no remedy to this sadness, and this like that having that broken spirit you know um will lead to you wanting to take away your life because you don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. Sleep problems, if they're having a lot of insomnia, my family member, she she will literally be up all night, and she will have sleep medication, but still nothing. Her conscience, her thoughts, everything was just haunting her at night. Um, Sudden calmness, which is this is really interesting because I never thought that sudden calmness would be a sign of suicide. Suddenly becoming calm after a period of depression or moodiness can be a sign that this person has made a decision to end his or her life. Withdrawal. I hope I'm saying this right. Choosing to be alone or avoiding friends or social activities that are possible symptoms of depression or leading cause to suicide. My family member loved to dance, and yeah, she like people would invite her out, and she just wasn't interested, in those things. And also, she was a neat freak, so her house needed to be spotless. And she would tell me, I have a whole bunch of dishes in the sink, and I don't even care. And me, because I'm like, oh yes, finally, she's not straining herself. She's not trying to take control over everything. Thank God that she's just, she's more chill now and she's not stressing it out. So I was like, oh, so this is good. That wasn't it. She had just, she just didn't care anymore. Um, Recent trauma or life crisis. People that are struggling with depression, um, they just like any type of life crisis can really shake them up because they're like like any little thing. It's like putting dominoes on top of each other. Like if you or I don't know like what game it is where you have to put the pieces in a certain way, and if you put it one piece at the wrong spot, it just comes crumbling down. So people that are going through depression, they do not handle emotional stress like a normal person will. Um, so anything like a death of a loved one or a pet, or I'd say for my family member, there was a hurricane in Puerto Rico. She had lost her son to cancer. She because of this hurricane, there was just it was a complete disaster. And there was also money issues, and there was just so much, and she just couldn't take it anymore. Making preparations, if a person starts giving away like their belongings, that's exactly how it is. With Why I'm bringing this up is because I saw the red flags, but because I thought that this person would never do anything like that, I said no, no, no. Like she would never do that. Like she's a strong woman. She would never, ever, ever. But you cannot think that way. It doesn't matter how you see them. It's about how they see themselves. Threatening suicide. From 50 to 75 of those considering suicide will give someone, a friend, or relative a warning sign. So what I would say, like moving forward, if someone does tell you that they want to commit suicide, you encourage them, you love them, you ask them, why do you feel this way? You reassure your love to them. You know, something that I have been practicing is that I have been more vocal about my emotions to those that are close to me. So I don't care if that person doesn't reciprocate, it doesn't matter. It's about letting others know that you love them, that they are loved, because you do not know what they're going through. So you have to tell them how important they are to your, like, to you, and how much they mean to you, and how valuable they are. um and then, like, moving forward, take away some items around the house that could be, like, dangerous to them, and also make a phone call and call the psychiatric hospital. um i I could only speak for myself. I wish I would have handled this situation differently, and I would have saved myself from condemnation. And I don't ever want anybody to go through that, where they're like, oh my gosh, why didn't I do something? Why was I so caught up with my own life that I just couldn't take a moment and stop and call this person and tell them that I love them? Why couldn't I call this? Why couldn't I do that? And you have all these questions. And I just, after seeing that so many people were committing suicide, I was like, oh my gosh, I must do this video. I have to let others know that there are moments where you do have to stop and just look at your surroundings, look at what's happening in your family. You know, take a moment to call those, to text, to call, to email, whatever, to let those that you love know that you love them. You know, because you don't know when will be their last day here on earth. And yeah, so if anybody has any, is suffering with depression, and you just need a prayer, honestly, you can contact me on my personal page, Lola Declet. um, I also have a website, loladeclet.com, and Thirst Trap page on Instagram. I do not have an issue with praying with people over the phone. um, so yeah, so I hope you guys have a blessed day, and God bless.